No longer do I feel the probing gaze of the Watching One. Is this your doing, newest of the Arisen? I am he who brought the dragon low, and o'er its bones raised the proud kingdom of Vermund. Despite the magnitude of my feat, I was dissatisfied and sought e'er greater heights, till at last I ruled the world entire. Thus did I come to know of the Watching One, the being by whose many eyes and ears no one or thing in this world. As to the purpose with which they watch, I know not, yet I did divine one thing. This world has lain neath the Watching One's unwavering gaze. I despaired at this discovery, for if all is but a stage, was all a farce, and I the fool, exulting in my wooden crown. Do you understand, newest of the Arisen? This is why I sought to fell the Watching One. Alas, though I cut down all who seemed false, be they man or woman, human or beastly, young or old. Indeed, my efforts led only to my own ruin. I was dubbed the Mad Sovereign, and by the hand of a new Arisen, consigned to this. Yet, I can only assume that you have achieved what I could not. How else to explain the changes I sense in the world? Ah, what bitter gall that I cannot witness the outcome for myself. Falter not, newest of the Arisen, for your path is just, and fading spirit though I am, I may yet summon those who can be of aid to you.
I see you have returned, Arisen One. The Mad Sovereign has called, and so we answer. If you would save the people of this world from ruin, lead them here. For this place may chance to escape the coming destruction.
I imagine the people of this world will welcome the tidings.
Wonder that ox carts have ceased operation, given the state of things.
Will the day ever come when we might employ one again?
Lomentari. Lungtena peli telume. Ane martir, tindume ingarina fa alme alcarwa? Lungtena peli telume.
Oh, you return. You were gone so long. I was very worried. Oh. You think we should leave the Arbor? I am not sure my father will like that idea, but I can try to convince him. Please.
As Arborist, Sir Taliesin is the leader of the Elven people. Let us follow our guide that we might speak with him.
True enough.
Findelnar, nevea nolwende lis kemen. Morivin lis palan oio eromar meltol netara.
Kasinke telpe nun findaler, nun mor arta her. Fionar elwe arfarne nenwen sur orne?
Morvani morivin Findelnar. Nevea tara morivin. Lis fa aldakar kemen ros. Yav morin garina like asar kemen ros iloratu anfir tara. Surne kemen ros herenon yav kuruir. Falis is el rod lintar.
Nun lis amanda kill angadur.
Herenon nun lia Findelnar. Li Findelnar morivin orne osto. Firnis morivin. Morivin kemen turalecano.
Alcarwa fir nun eldaya ane martir, tindome ingarina fa alme Alcarwa, sorne an fameltol, vanalin huror soron, casinque telpe nun finaler, lera nefir heranon, anne artaher firnis, nun.
Only time will tell whether the cutting shall take root. For now, let us make for the seafloor shrine.
We seem to have arrived without issue. One could not have hoped for a gladder outcome.
This is generally used as a material.
I'm sure we'll find a purpose for it in due time.
Casinque telpe nun finaler, lera nefir heranon, anne aidalia anandor, nun lintan.
Nenamboe javstir uru Findelnar. Kemen ros uru neteren, ne romen an artelpe minasvana.
Luintarme kinalen meltol, parantelume an lis, ne meltol linkan aldacar, an fir nun fiam.
Palan hiar menran, lis fa arnefane, elorato ala, nun mor artaher. Firnis an erumar isilrod, et nenwen mor aiwanon, alcarwa fir nun eldaya menelume su iavstir lalastar, nun falasmir malananon, anam.
The elf...
I thank you, friend. It would be no exaggeration to say that you have saved my people.
Your fight continues, does it not? Be well, and come back safe. Any new tidings?
As for me, my work here is far from done. Let us part ways for now, and reconvene when you have accomplished all you can.
Flared tempers are understandable given the circumstances. Let us aid in mediating the quarrels arising in Bakhbatthal.
Haven't you had enough yet? Oi! I saw it first. Why must I share with a fangless one? This is no more your food than Bakhbatthal is your land. You there! You couldn't have come at a better time. Put this upstart in his place for me, won't you? Go on, lay into him. If that's what you think, why don't you mind your own business? All right, clear off. Pretty words shan't fill our belly.
You said it's bad to hurt.
Well met, sir. How might I be? Welcome. As a discerning customer like yourself will doubtless appreciate, we offer
Thank you, sir. I'll be sure to share it.
You mean with me? For true? Thanks. I'm half starved.
Oi, leave my kid alone. You're not some child snatcher, are you? Wait. You shared your food with them. Thank you, sir. As for you, Nomos, it would seem we were both but looking out for our
Aye. Mayhap we're not so different after all.
The
desire to protect one's kin transcends race and culture. Just goes to show, we are none of us so different.
Outstanding. I've had well enough of your nitpicking.
I reckon the world would be better off without you.
Don't go poking your nose in.
Aye, leave off or we'll make you.
Have you lost your bloody mind?
Reckon you can just cut us down in the street? What's the matter with you? Eh? Fine, fine. We'll set our squabble aside for today, so bother us no more. That's not happening. Got my hopes up for naught.
You're just right!
You slander my honor, sir! I demand a duel. This is no business of yours. Be gone!
Now, Narbor, let's not be too hasty. If we are to duel, we ought to have a witness. Otherwise, who's to say the victor fought with honor?
Aye, true enough. Without a witness, either of us could simply kill the other, then disavow the use of any underhandedness. Well, sir, what say you? Will you watch over us while I take this scoundrel to task? This knave dared to slight my honor. He said my swordsmanship was hardly fit to wound a training dummy.
And I'd say it again. 'Twas your dear father's patronage that made you a sentinel, not your own.
You have my gratitude, sir.
Have at you!
Show them what
Don't let them get the best of you. I don't fancy my chances.
Heal yourself. You're made of tougher stuff.
Don't let them get the better of you.
I believe in you!
Look at this.
Don't let them get the better of you.
I admit it.
Nay, 'twas I who underestimated you. I'd thought to score an easy victory, but you fought fair and capably.
We owe you a debt, sir. 'Tis on your account that we've seen some sense. Were it not for your timely appearance, I'd wager this nonsense might have cost one of us their life.
Indeed. Better to hone our respective skills than take up arms against petty slights, I say.
It seems some things can only be resolved by crossing blades. But I doubt they'll quarrel again after this. Some things can only be resolved by crossing blades. But I doubt they'll quarrel again after this.
One could not have hoped for a gladder outcome.
Ah, Sir Arisen. In less pressing circumstances, I would take issue with your methods. But I cannot deny your efficacy. The people of Bakhbatthal are beginning to see that they must stand together if they are to survive this calamity. We shall see the fruits of your labors when the time comes to evacuate. At the very least, we need not expect too much opposition to the announcement. Pray, return to Empress Nadinia and apprise her of your doings. I must remain here to ensure no further squabbles arise. Heavens only know how many lives you have saved this day. I hope you will accept this humble reward for your efforts.
What say we report back to Empress Nadinia? Her Majesty ought be willing to commence the evacuation now.
By your leave.
But not at the expense of my duty.
archers on all sides. Our soldiers leave better trail.
Nothing more deadly than getting comfortable. I better get to work.
Her Majesty has begun her supplications. None may see her ere they conclude.
Stay your hand, Vera. This one may pass. Come hither. We would speak with you. One of our ministers informs us that you have been espied in the city, resolving the people's troubles. You have our gratitude for your efforts, which have doubtless bettered the fate of this nation and its citizenry. Your journey continues, does it not? We wish you good fortune on your travels, wheresoe'er they may take you.
Pray excuse the interruption, Your Majesty, but I fear time is upon us. I would see you prepared for the road ahead.
Indeed. Forgive us, but we must take our leave. Farewell.
Bakhbatthal and the rest town are now safely evacuated. I am certain we can rely upon...
Majesty, how glad I am to see you safe. Where have you been this past month? The end of the world? Are things truly so dire? Though, I am aware of the dragon attack on Melv. We received word that naught but a smoking ruin remains. 'Twas a tragedy, and I would not see it repeated. However, without a clear path, we in the Guard shall be hard-pressed to forestall the impending crisis. You would have me evacuate the city? I see. Ever since the fall of Melv, the citizens of Vernworth have lived in fear that their homes are next to be assailed. If there is safe harbor to be found elsewhere, I believe we have naught to lose by seeking sanctuary, but I doubt I could convince the people of this city to abandon their homes, however terrified they may be. Methinks your Majesty would do better to ask this of the Regentkin. After the false sovereign vanished and the world was altered, if the people will heed anyone, 'tis him.
Maintaining order in Vermont must be quite a burden upon...
So you've come. I'm glad to see you. Captain Brandt has already apprised me of your proposal, a full-scale evacuation of the citizenry. Truth be told, I had reached the same conclusion. So long as we cower within these walls, we must live in fear of going the way of Melv. My ministers have approved the plans, and I have petitioned the encampment survivors and the Thieves' Guild for aid. The only remaining obstacle is my mother. She has set herself stubbornly against any such flight. I have tried to make her see reason, but of late she has taken to shutting herself in her chamber. However, I fear that my position permits me to entertain her fancy no longer. I must put the needs of the common folk before her selfish whim. Now, there are a few matters I must attend to before we can evacuate, and I would fain welcome your assistance. We will require several ox carts to carry the sick and aged out of the city. Might I prevail upon you to petition the merchant at the ox cart station in the west of the city for their use? You may assure him that the royal treasury will foot any and all expenses.
Queen Regent Disa hardly leaves her chambers, and all her meals come back scarce. Between you and me, I fear for her. Have you come to claim my life, Arisen? Well, far be it from me to deny you.
but I shall go to the grave with a smile on my lips, for I have no regrets. All I did for my darling son. So do as you will. I have no intention of begging for mercy. What are you doing? Unhand me at once! Guards, help me!
My sword arm. I'd sooner stay out. Still waiting on the...
You have brought Mother to me. I see. My
Sven.
You may leave us. Now that we can speak without a door twixt us, I am confident that I can persuade her. This was in Mother's room. I did wonder where it had gotten off to. But why would she... Mother, I must beg your forgiveness. I believed that you desired to make me sovereign solely for your own benefit. Yet in truth, you sought to better the lot of our people.
Ah, but I would have benefited. And handsomely at that. Besides, I cannot deny that I was proud.
Even so, I cannot help but feel that all of this could have been avoided. If I had but better known your heart, I could have shared in your burdens. You would not have had to suffer alone, and perhaps together, we could have walked a better path.
Oh, Sven.
Mother, I beg you, join the evacuation. I would not see you take your crimes wholly on your own shoulders. That weight is as much mine to bear as 'tis yours.
My son, you truly would make a fine and goodly ruler. Your kindness will save many lives. Of that...
As long as I get my gold, who takes the carts is no concern of mine. His Grace is welcome to them.
We have chartered the ox guards as requested. 'Tis a pleasant change for things to go so smoothly, eh, Master?
I concur.
We shall await you here, Master.
When does my watch end?
I've cleanly forgotten. Got to work if I'm to put bread on the table.
Ah, you've returned. How fares your procurement of those carts? You do? My thanks. That puts paid to the last of our preparations. I will inform the citizenry forthwith.
Ah, a ballista. These have quite a long range.
Ah, I remember you. What brings you to the encampment? 'Tis a miracle you're still alive. Oh? You believe we ought to evacuate? Well, you've traveled far indeed to deliver these tidings. Farther, I dare say, than anyone would go for the sake of an idle jest. If we must leave, we shall have to begin preparations at once. But I think we're a bit short on hands to attend to all that must be done. In fact, there's a rather delicate matter that I could use some help with. A blacksmith and his wife dwell on the encampment outskirts. Might you escort them here, so that they can join the evacuation? The smith, Gustava, is a man of good sense. But as for his wife, well, suffice to say, Cleuna has always been a contentious sort. She'd have naught to do with us, given the choice, and isn't likely to take kindly to the arrival of any of my knights. I can only hope that she will be more willing to listen to you, a third party, as 'twere. And while you're taking care of that, I will see to it that the encampment is made ready to depart with all due haste.
Operation, given the state of things.
Will the day ever come?
Well now, whatever brings you here? These are perilous times to be wandering about. You'd have us evacuate with the encampment? I am touched by your kindness, friend, but we'll manage on our own. I couldn't bear to be pressed in among those crowds.
Now, I'll hear none of that. I'll see you to safety, my dear, come hell or high water. Besides, I should hope this good soul has earned your trust by now. Helped me out of a tight spot on more than one occasion, if you'll recall. After all that goodwill and the long trek out here to warn us, we'd seem mighty ungrateful, turning our back on another helping hand extended only in kindness.
Oh, very well, my love, if you insist. It seems we'll be accepting your offer after all, friend. Would you be so kind as to escort us to our destination?
Let us see our charges to the encampment. But be mindful.
Sir, I implore you to reconsider. Surely you can see that the situation is dire.
How many times must I say it? I'll not be ordered about. Not by ye, not by anyone. Now bugger off and leave me alone.
Ah, good. You're back. I'm afraid there's another matter for which I must beg your assistance. It concerns the fellow I was just speaking with. Sir Lamond, his name is. The man's something of a regular at our hot springs. I sought him out to tell him of the evacuation, but he has flatly refused to join us. I must confess, I'm at a loss as to how I might convince him. Could I prevail upon you to try your hand? At this point, methinks anything I say will fall on deaf.
Sir Lamond is as mighty as 100 soldiers. It would be reassuring to have his aid. Shall we speak with him?
True enough.
Fancy meeting ye here, cuz. Did you want something? Not this again. I'm here to live my life as I see fit. I'll not be ordered about by anyone. Not even ye.
Let us inform Sir Ernesto of our success.
Right you are.
I cannot thank you enough for all you've done. We shall fare much better on the road with Sir Lamond's arm to defend. 'Twill be slow going, mind. We have wounded whom we must accommodate. Yet, come what may, I swear to see them all to safe harbor.
The people of Volcanic Island are evacuated. May they make it through the impending chaos in time.
I quite agree.
Thank you. This place does not have long left, I fear. I'd gladly accompany you, believe me. But the others here, follow me. We'll see what I mean.
It is locked, Arisen.
We must meet. Tis a jail of sorts, this place. A compound where we set captured pawns to work. They were supposed to be digging up old ruins or some such. I confess, I don't know all of the ins and outs of the operation. Underlings like myself were given orders, and little else, you see. Well, here you have it. They've been like this for a month straight now. They refuse to leave. You might as well try talking to a wall. I know they don't die like we do, but it seems cruel to abandon them here. I never wanted to be here, you know, taking part in all of this. I suppose that's why I can't bring myself to leave them behind. At any rate, I've tried everything I can think of to get them out, but naught's done any good.
The command came a month ago or more. We are to remain here, and so we remain.
I implore you, Arisen. Take me with you.
So they're staying here because they were ordered to remain. And they told you that, did they? Strange. I couldn't get a word out of them. I wonder why they saw fit to speak with you. But never mind that. More importantly, you've given me an inkling of the problem at hand. It was the Overseer's doing, methinks. When the world changed, that craven up and ran for his life. But on his way out, he used that artifact they call the God's Way to command the pawns to protect him. I expect that order of his is what the pawns were referring to. But why would they continue to obey when the man is long gone? Listen, friend, I've a thought. What say you have a look around and see what you can turn up? If the Overseer's command is indeed still in effect, it could be that he is lurking somewhere not far from here. Use that key to have a look around. It should open any doors you come across. Best keep your eyes peeled for the Overseer as well. I have a feeling...
So, the pawns were being held here by the power of this God's Way. Now they ought be free to make good their escape.
Splendid.
So, there was naught left of the Overseer but bones, eh? I'll wager he thought to take the pawns with him to the grave. He always was a spiteful old goat. At any rate, I'm well grateful for your aid, friend. Now that the pawns are on their feet, methinks I can get them to safety. I only hope they'll heed my words as they have yours. But I'm not worried. I'll find a way to reach them in time, no doubt. My word! Isn't this the God's Way? With this, I'll be able to guide the pawns to the refuge without delay. Now there's no chance of any of them being left behind. Seems I've no end of things to thank you for, my friend. I appreciate all you've done here. I'll get the pawn...
'Tis strange to think a God's Way would be used to guide my brethren to safety, after all the woe they have caused us.
That was certainly worthwhile.